The gift of sight can be blinding. This quote applies not only to our eyes, but also to our language. Today, we will explore the gift, the illumination, and the blinding nature of language. First, let's consider the evolution of language. It likely began with biological developments, such as the growth of the brain's GI index and the enhancement of the Byzantine cord in our ears. Subsequently, language evolved psychologically, facilitating the development of emotions and the ability to express and understand the feelings of others. With this foundation, we come to appreciate the gift of language. As our GI cortex evolved, we began to communicate more effectively. More words and greater detail gave us an evolutionary edge, helping us to dominate other species. Language began as a fundamental survival tool, allowing early humans to communicate essential information for hunting and gathering. Over time, it evolved into a medium for sharing stories and passing down knowledge, enriching our cultural heritage. This evolution paved the way for intellectual pursuits, enabling scholars to document and share their insights in philosophy, science, and the arts. We became blinded by our perceived divinity, losing our sense of universality. Unlike any other species, humans are divided by language. Now, consider this. If you were never introduced to the words fear, greed, divine, or justice, would you have ever developed those feelings? First, pillar of blinding, emotion. When we express emotions, we can never fully understand what the listener perceives, as their understanding is shaped by their personal experiences. For example, when I say love, you interpret it based on your experience of love. Thus, true communication is elusive. Moreover, different languages express emotions differently. For instance, English and Hindi are not tonal languages, whereas Chinese is. In English and Hindi, tone conveys the speaker's emotion, while in Chinese, tone determines the meaning of words. The second pillar of blinding, religion and culture. This has been humanity's most significant blind spot. Both religion and culture rely on intangible words, and instead of experiencing these words, we began to live by them. We lost the essence of the beauty that language provides by transforming the intangible into the tangible. Clinging to words led to disasters. All religious conflicts have arisen because we identified ourselves with intangible words. Can you see the madness of humanity causing chaos over abstract concepts? The third pillar of blinding, non-singularity of language. We have created a world of unnecessary words with numerous ways to express the same thing. We have generated millions of unnecessary conversations that could have been lived in silence. Have you ever wondered if by speaking only 10% of the total words we use in our entire life, there would be any major differences? This overuse of language has psychologically changed society to constant speaking. The notion that 90% of our words are necessary may even seem threatening to you. The fourth pillar of blinding, intellect. Using language to define standards among humans has created a false identity based on judgment. It has erected barriers between different societal classes, each with its own literature. Language has become a tool for division and judgment rather than unity. In conclusion, I believe the truest form of communication is mental. As depicted in sci-fi movies like PK from Bollywood, where touching someone allows you to feel the entire vibration of their conscious brain. Fairy tales aside, I urge you to break the barriers of language identity and uncover your divine essence. Here are a few practical suggestions to break free. 1. Whenever you experience an emotional state, try to identify what triggered the emotion. Is it the presence of a word in your mind, or an action creating the emotion? Most of the time, you will find that the word precedes the emotion. If so, you are being ruled by language. Break free. 2. When expressing emotion, closely examine your feelings. You will often discover that you have used the wrong word to describe the literal sense of that emotion. This awareness will free you from the labels others have given you. When people call you egotistical, sad, content, or happy, you will recognize your true divine nature. You will discover that everyone is divine, and other words are created by us to mask the divinity of humanity.